Hola amigos, buenos días. If you understood this greeting, you already have a good start for today's lesson. Today we're going to talk about greetings and goodbyes in Spanish. As you just saw, it's very common to greet somebody by saying hola just about any time of the day, usually in situations that are a little more informal. Remember that it's said hola without pronouncing the H. We don't say hola. The H is always silent in Spanish. If you want to greet somebody like your boss, or maybe somebody a little bit older, or politely greet a stranger, we have different options depending on the time of day. In the morning, we can say Buenos días, which translates to roughly good day or good morning. We can say Buenas tardes in the afternoon, which of course means good afternoon. And finally, Buenas noches when it's already dark outside, which would translate into English as good evening. After this initial greeting, you can ask a polite question of courtesy to see how the other person is, meaning how they feel in that moment, or if they have any significant news that they would like to share. If you're talking with a friend, you can say simply, ¿Cómo estás? And if it's a little more formal, you would say, ¿Cómo está usted? These mean simply, how are you? To ask how it's going, you can say, ¿Cómo te va? If the situation is informal, and ¿Cómo le va? If the situation is formal. This means, how are things? How is life going for you in that moment? ¿Qué pasa? Means something like, what's up? Or what's going on? And ¿Qué hay de nuevo? Means something like, what's new? Just like in English, if somebody asks you one of these questions in Spanish, you don't really have to answer with a literal answer. You can politely respond with something simple like, nada, which means nothing. Or you can give a little more detail if you want to share some more information about what's going on in that moment. Turn the question by saying ¿y tú? If it's a friend, or ¿y usted? If it's somebody more formal. This would equate to something like and you? In English, to ask that person the same question. And now that we're finishing up today's lesson, it's a good time to practice the goodbyes, or las despedidas in Spanish. A common way to say goodbye, which you probably already know, is of course adios, which is maybe a little more formal. It's very common to hear the alternative of simply chau. Or, of course, you can use one of the many phrases with hasta. You can say hasta mañana, hasta luego, hasta pronto, or
Hasta la vista, baby.
see you in the next lesson.